Hi y'all. All right, so my stand is somewhat messed up, and my husband is just got home and cannot assist me. So we are going to do this with my quote: "Messy success, messy success beats delayed perfection," and this is just I guess as messy and imperfect as possible, but yet I'm gonna get it done. So I'm going to show you the Twix real quick that I made yesterday. They're a little crumbly on the edges, but this is what they look like. You see the layer of cookie and then the layer of the caramel and then the chocolate on top. My husband liked them. I took some to my friends this morning before we worked out, and she really liked them, and so they're really good. So that's why I know I've got a winner. Let's see before I forget. All right. It is what it is today. Okay, so today we're going to do chicken cacciatore and ranch pork chops. Oh brother, you would think I would get better at this, or at least I do. All right, so by doing it like this, it does save a little money. I got the big things of the tomatoes, and so I've already opened them, and so what I have are Italian style petite diced tomatoes and one big can in each bag. Again, like I said in the video yesterday, again, it is what it is this week. You don't have to use petite style or Italian. My Walmart had these, and since it's just kind of an Italian flavor, thought why not? Why not go ahead and do that? And then by getting the big cans, I'm saving a little money. But if you don't have room in your freezer for all of this, I would buy these and label them for the chicken cacciatore. That's what I personally would do. That's just me. Okay. Each one is going to get about a quarter of this jar of sliced olives, and if there is something in here you don't like, leave it out. There's no need to. You know, like I know, like Pearl always talks about how her husband doesn't care for garlic, so she doesn't do garlic in recipes. We love garlic, so there's a whole lot of garlic in my recipes. Now this is getting to, I tried to get the juice out, but I didn't get it all out, but I got most of it. I think that these will freeze better than the black olives did in the Greek recipe. That's my opinion. Hopefully it will work out right. Okay, and then each one of these is going to get 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And again, if you're just catching this, I'm a little crooked. My stand's a little crooked. I tried to do the best job I could at fixing it, and I didn't do a very good job. So I'm a little crooked today. So I either do it now or I wait till he wakes up from his nap. My husband has had a horrible week. One time on his way back, he was in traffic in one spot for over 2 hours. One day he was gone from 2 to almost 6 o'clock at night, so 14 hours. Okay, one thing whenever we cook meat in the crock pot, sometimes it will give us a lot of juices and sometimes it doesn't. If you make this and you feel like you want more juice, I would just add some chicken broth. And I'll talk about the pork chops in a second. Here's the garlic. I'm not going to use that same spoon that I used. Here it is. Okay, it calls for about 1.5 tablespoons of garlic, so I'm just going to do one big heap. A little bit more on that one. Okay. And then the seasonings. Oh man, I forgot to get my peppers out, so I got to go do that. I knew I would forget something. I've got baby on the brain with my daughter, who I think by next week will have the baby. And I'm trying to make this whole series as easy as possible. So no matter your life, like what it is, you can do this. Now, if you find I bet you can't hear me. If you find an amazing deal on bell peppers and you really like the bell peppers, then I would cut them up and cook it and do it fresh that way. I don't like bell peppers. My stepmom would make stuffed bell peppers, and she would give me the stuffing without the bell pepper. Because I've just been like that, I think, my whole life. It's just not something, I wish I did. I would love to stuff some bell peppers with a little cream cheese and do like everybody else does, but I don't like it. So I'm going to put about a half a bag in each bag. And I try to buy these when they're on sale. When they're on sale, I buy more. And that way I always have in my freezers these and the onions and the seasoning blend. So about 1/2, and if you really are not a huge bell pepper fan and you wanted to make 4 of these, you could split this up into all 4 bags with one. But this is life-saving, time-saving, and it really just helps get things done a lot quicker and easier, and it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, now the seasonings. A tablespoon of smoked paprika. My Costco, I have not seen smoked paprika at my Costco in forever. So I've been getting the this from Walmart in the Hispanic section, Latin section. I'm not sure what it's called in the grocery store. But we have that wall of seasonings, and it's really good. I really do like it. I don't know why Costco they stopped carrying smoked and started carrying just regular paprika. But I like the smoked flavor. About a half a teaspoon of rosemary. Now, again, if you really want to measure really carefully, I would, measure. But most of these things, except for like the pepper, I will just measure with my eyeballs. And then the Italian seasonings, 2 teaspoons, and I took the top off to make it easier for me to just eyeball it like this. And if you use the Italian seasoned tomatoes like I did, you may not need quite as much of the seasoning. It's up to you and your family. And I have a whole teaspoon. It calls for a half a teaspoon of pepper and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So I'm just going to do 1 teaspoon of salt today, and then taste it the day I make it, and add more if I need to. And then we're almost done with the chicken cacciatore. Okay, my recipe, again, adjust how you need to. But mine does call for sliced mushrooms, and I was kind of concerned about how doing fresh mushrooms, freezing and thawing, would turn out, because they are like mostly water. So what I'm going to do is either leave them out, but I probably won't, because my daughter, who has moved back home, does like mushroom, that she's probably my pickiest child, and so finding things that she does like that I can feed her is great. So what I will do is if I put this on the menu, when I go to the grocery store, I'll just make sure I pick up a bag of sliced mushrooms. Bag, container, they're not bags. Okay, so what I got on here is these are not quite 2 pounds of chicken. My store had $1.87 or 89 a pound on sale limit, 2 packages. I got the biggest packages I could find, and they total was a little over 7 pounds. So I'm not sure exactly how much is in each one of these. However, this is not just chicken, like the chicken cilantro lime chicken that I did last time. Hey, Bubba. Sorry, the dog's going to bark. My son just got home. Sorry, a little distraction. Anyway, focus back. I've lost my train of thought. The cilantro lime chicken is just the chicken, and so if you really are worried about not having enough meat to stretch, that's really, you want to make sure you get the 2 pounds. But since this has got all these other ingredients in it, getting the 2 pounds of chicken wasn't that big of a deal for me. So doing it's definitely over 1.5 pounds, but it's still plenty of chicken for this recipe. And I'll be right back. I don't know where to put all this, because I've got my pork chops. If you remember, I have them laying behind me on a tray so I can season them. And remember, do not pick these up like this if you have some like I do where the green, of course, either one of those are going to come off, but some of mine, the green will come right off. All right. Okay, I'm going to have to do a little bit more cleaning since I'm doing it this way. So give me just a minute to kind of get rid of some of my trash. I hope you've been having nice weather. We have been having amazing weather. Like, I saw the forecast from last year for July. Man, it was horrendous. I'm not even sure we're going to reach 90 degrees today, and I am so happy for that. Okay, I'm going to try and make this work. I've not done it like this, and I don't have a big, like, industrial type kitchen, so I may just do one pan and then do the other one off camera. But this is just super, super simple, not even really a recipe. All right. So all this is pork chops or whatever meat you want. It doesn't have to be pork chops. But I found these for $1.29 a pound, so that's what I did. And I've got different seasonings, and because it's just pork chops, this is where if you're trying to get a decent amount of protein in, having a decent amount of just your protein is important. So just like let's talk about the cilantro lime chicken, and if you didn't watch the other video, I'm going to say it real quick. Do not freeze the cilantro separate. It turned into almost just green mush, so don't do that. If I make it the next time I make it, if I want cilantro, I'll just add it 2 hours the day of, since my daughter cannot handle cilantro. Okay, so I've already done one side, and all this is, y'all, it's super, super simple. I just eyeball it. And I just take like this salt and just sprinkle the salt all over. Just all over. And then pepper. Now when I did this this week, I had sirloin pork chops because I thought they were on sale, and joke was on me, and they weren't. They were over $10 for the little package. So I bought the ones that were on sale, and these have bone in them, so they're not quite as near as nice as the sirloin pork chops. So I cooked them in my crock pot. They release a tiny amount of liquid, and to that I added a little bit of cream cheese, about 2 ounces, and about a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Just whisk that in. I also browned the pork chops because I was worried they weren't cooked through because they hadn't cooked it. I didn't think they cooked as long, and I don't undercook pork. That is just, it's been ingrained in me, do not undercook pork. Then I took, in the same skillet, I took some mushrooms, and I just cooked up mushrooms, and I topped the pork chops in the crock pot with mushrooms. So what I plan on doing this next time is I plan on onion powder. I plan on maybe cooking in a skillet separate some mushrooms, and then making the sauce with the mushrooms in the skillet, and then just spooning that over the mushrooms when they come out. Again, I have a son who hates mushrooms, and my picky daughter loves mushrooms. It was very fun raising 5 kids, and some are super picky. My oldest is my least picky, but the one thing she doesn't like is peanut butter. She's my one that will eat anything, including all the weird sushi stuff, although not right now because she's pregnant. I've got onion powder, garlic powder, and season this to your family's liking. And if you like heat, add some Tony's, add whatever, some chili flakes, but my daughter, who doesn't like cilantro, she is, I'm not trying to be mean by saying baby, but she is a baby when it comes to heat. I remember I would get mild everything, and she would tell me it is too hot. So if you want heat in my house, you just have to do the heat by separate. because I made the buffalo ranch chicken from my freezer the other day, and I think it was too hot for her. So I try really hard to not cook hot things. Okay, ranch. We talked about this already. If these chemical or the ingredients, whatever that's in here is not what you want to feed your family, there are recipes. Allrecipes.com is the where I have made my own ranch. There's a ranch on there, and the dry seasoning is the one that I have used many times. I'm trying to make this easy and convenient so anybody can make these recipes, and so I'm just going to use, this is great value. I thought this was from Costco. This is not from Costco. I guess we already went through the one from Costco. And like I said, I have one from Trader Joe's, and it's not as clean as I thought it was. So, I said we don't eat that much ranch, but we did this week, but I was trying out this recipe. Okay, and then that is it. And the reason I did it like this instead of like I have been doing by putting everything in the bag and then adding the seasoning is I wanted each side of the pork chop to have the ranch seasoning in it. And that was just how I wanted to make sure that, because this is the pork chops, it's not going to be pork chops with big sauce all cooked in the crock pot. It's just going to be pork chops that are cooked in there and then served with sides. Some of these have some fat chunks, so personally I don't think I'm going to use any liquid that these forms in the crock pot in the sauce, just because I feel like it's just going to be pork fat, and that's just a personal thing. So most likely what I will do is I will saute the mushrooms, maybe add some onions, maybe add a little cream cheese, and whisk it up, and then just serve that on top of the ranch pork chops. I might even add a little ranch to the sauce. I like to have flavors that kind of all mesh together. But that is it. If you have thoughts or questions, feel free to ask. This week we did chicken cacciatore and ranch pork chops. And the recipe for the Twix bars I put up today instead of going live earlier, waiting for my husband to get home. I didn't know exactly when he'd come in. So I've got the Twix bars up, and then I ordered a coffee from Amazon that I've seen going floating around in videos, so I can start making some coffee recipes. But it's like delayed until Tuesday or even later. I don't know. I guess everybody wants this coffee. So once I get it, I'm going to start making some recipes. And I want to start with some fall recipes. But anyway, I'm going to put these in the baggies and then season the other half of the pork chops. That's it. Again, if you have thoughts or questions or anything, feel free to ask, comment, or anything like that. Bye.